This video is just to support a piece of homework that we did in class in relation to the opening of Edgar Allan Poe's The Telltale Heart. Specifically, the question was on how the use of first-person narration affected the reading of the opening. So that's what this video is about. If that's not what you're looking for, well, this won't be very helpful to you. I'd like to begin by reading the first sentence of The Telltale Heart. True, nervous, very, very dreadfully nervous I had been and am. But why will you say that I am mad? What's interesting here is that Poe's narrator leaps out at us. He picks a fight with us from the very opening. He's saying, I am not mad, I'm merely nervous. So then it's interesting, it's worth analysing, it's worth bringing to bear here that in any analysis of the use of point of view is that the point of view is from a narrator that is directly challenging the reader, and the assumption that the reader already has that he's mad, even though, as we know, we actually haven't made up our mind yet. So from the outset, the question of the sanity of the narrator is brought into question. What is then interesting is that in the next sentence, there's a sense of superiority from our narrator. He says, the disease had sharpened my senses, not destroyed, not dulled them. Above all was the sense of hearing acute. I heard all things in the heaven and in the earth. I heard many things in hell. So here we have the narrator telling us that he has some kind of power, he has some kind of sensory awareness that the common person doesn't have. He is in fact superior to us, in his view. Remember, this is first-person narration. So we have the character, the narrator, justifying himself to us, justifying that not only is he not mad, he is superior to us. And so, when we take that first sentence, when we take this comparison of being nervous, very dreadfully nervous, and when we have these sense of hearing acute, we have our narrator and our story leaping out at us. First-person narration isn't simply a device for getting us to know a character. It's also a device, in this case, for arresting us straight away. The opening of this short story grabs us so very quickly because of this use of first-person narration in this particular text. I'm not convinced that had Poe written this in third person, that it could have jumped out at us so quickly and grabbed us by the throat straight away. I'd like now to draw your attention to the end of this first paragraph. Hearken and observe how healthily, how calmly I can tell you the whole story. So again, we have this insistence. We have this insistence from our narrator that he is healthy, he's calm, he's not mad. So we have this narrator demanding us to listen to him tell the rest of the story. And what's the impact of this? It means that whatever we read from here on in is coloured by whether or not we accept that our narrator is not mad. And it's pretty hard to accept that he's not mad. We're going to get a story that is distorted through the eyes of a madman, and that's what I think makes this story so really cool. It's not so simply about what happens in it. It's the perception we're given through the eyes of madness, which is a unique one that as an everyday reader we can't have except through literature. So here in this very first paragraph we have first-person narration showing us how a story can leap out at us straight away. And notice how I'm talking here, not about themes, I'm not talking about big ideas, I'm just simply talking about first-person narration being a strategy that can arrest us, that can bring us into a story straight away, and can colour the assumptions we make about what comes afterwards. And this will inform the kinds of judgments we make. So hopefully that helps you be able to look at this story a little bit more clearly, but also to increase the grasp you have of first-person narration and to think about that next time you see it. Good luck.